One great application of exponential equations is the idea of compound interest. First, let's look at what is compound interest. Compound interest is when you earn interest on your interest in an investment. In other words, let's say I have $1,000 invested at 10% interest. That means once I earn that 10% interest, 10% of 1,000 is 100, and so now I have 1,100 in the account. But then at the next round, 10% of that is $110 that gets added to the account. So now I have 1,210. And now, in fact, 10% of that's 121, so I have $1,331 in the account. Earning interest on interest, you notice each time I earn interest, I earn more interest. That's compound interest, because the interest I earned last time gains interest the next time. It's growing more each time. And so if I needed a formula for this interest on interest, this compound interest, the formula for compound interest is A equals P times 1 plus R over N to the NT power. And let's break that down. A is the final amount in the account. P represents the principal or the starting amount. R is the interest rate written as a decimal. So 5% would be written as 0.05. N is the number of compounds and that's in a year. And T represents the time, and time is represented in years. And so this is just a matter of using that formula and evaluating out how much money ends up in the account. So for example, let's say we invest $800 at 3% interest, compounded quarterly, for 5 years. We want to know how much is in the account. Well, to do that, we're going to go to our formula for compound interest. A, the final amount, is equal to P, the starting amount, which is $800, times 1 plus the interest rate, R, which is the 3%, written as 0.03, divided by the number of compounds in a year. Well, it's compounded quarterly, so how many quarters in a year? There are 4 quarters in a year, so that's going to be my N. Raised to the NT, which is 4, times the T time, which is 5 years. Now, as I put that in my calculator, some of your calculators might be OK with the exponent of 4 times 5, but most of your calculators are going to require that 4 times 5 exponent is put into parentheses, so it knows both go in the exponent, not just the first number. So if I type this in my calculator, 800 times parentheses 1 plus 0.03 divided by 4, raised to the power of, in parentheses 4 times 5, the final amount in the account is $928.95. That's for compounded quarterly. You could also have it compounded monthly, which would be 12 times a year. You could compound weekly, which would be 52 times per year. You can even compound daily, 365 times per year. In fact, it's possible to compound an infinite number of times, and that's going to be the subject of our next video.